My name is Deborah Dell, and I am the Executive Director for the Canadian Youth Solvent Addiction Committee. The Canadian YSAC Group is committed to delivering programs that offer proactive social, cultural, and evidence-based programs that aid youth with solvent abuse issues and empower Indigenous families and communities to improve the quality of their life. Today I'm going to speak to you about standardized measures and the importance of selecting the right measures when you're conducting a program evaluation. I will also be talking about some measures that we have found to fit nicely with the 4 directions of the medicine wheel, which is extremely useful for assessing programs that can cater to Indigenous clients. For this presentation, I will be focusing on some of the standardized measures that the YSAC Group has used to monitor the performance of our programs. The YSAC Group has used a number of measures that are in keeping with the teachings that the different centers use within their programs. The medicine wheel teachings are used extensively across the Canadian programs, and they teach us that there are 4 components to health, that being a physical, a mental, an emotional, and a spiritual component. Many Indigenous cultures believe that all 4 of these elements of health must be in balance, and we at YSAC believe that it is important to select at least one measure to assess client improvement in each of these 4 areas. One measure that fits really well in the physical realm is what we call the Valpar Motor Coordination Assessment. We use this tool as a standardized testing process at the beginning and the end of treatment to assess whether motor coordination, an area that's highly affected by solvent abuse, has improved on the basis of our program or services. This involves conducting a baseline motor coordination test shortly after the client has begun participating in our program, and conducting a second assessment at the end of treatment, which we then compare to our baseline assessment. This rate-based result is then the indicator of the change, hopefully positive change, in the client's motor coordination level. A measure that fits really well with the mental area of the medicine wheel are esteem scales. Now, there are many different esteem scales available. Some of the examples some of our treatment centers use are the Rosenberg Self-Esteem Scale. They generally assess the amount of self-esteem that clients have prior to and following their participation in a program or service. Once again, by taking a baseline assessment of the self-esteem that clients have prior to engaging with the program, and then repeating the assessment once their treatment has concluded, you will be able to determine whether elements of your program may have contributed to improved self-esteem among your clients. When assessing improvements in emotional health of clients, one of the standardized measures we use is the resiliency scale. Resiliency scales generally assess whether clients have developed the skills with which to respond to unfortunate life circumstances in a proactive and healthy manner. Resiliency scales can be used to determine whether aspects of your program have contributed to your clients having a more positive outlook on life, coming to a better appreciation of their personal strengths, and feeling as if they have developed the skills to adequately deal with the problems when they arise. Finally, when assessing improvements in the spiritual health of clients, one of the useful measures we use are individual client surveys, or medicine wheel assessments, which in our case are conducted by an elder, healer, or medicine keeper that is connected to the different programs. The kinds of pre and post measures is unique to each program and should be considered in the context of that program. A really simple way to begin thinking about selecting your own measures is to have your staff brainstorm these 2 questions. What does our program add to a client's life, and what does our program take away from a client's life? Surprisingly, the answers to these 2 simple questions often lead a program to the most suitable measures. Using a standardized measure solely because it is easy to locate and administer may lead to serious consequences for your program evaluation down the road. So it's very important that you use standardized measures that are suitable to your clients and the uniqueness of your own program. This video demonstrates just a few of the measures that we have used to evaluate the performance of our program and how we ensure that these standardized measures are culturally sensitive to the needs of our clients. Thank you, and please do not hesitate to contact Stream if you have any further questions.